Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna give it like 2 minutes so let everybody get in here before we get started. We're gonna start off with Trump because as you know, he's giving his speech right now. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you support the stream any way you can. I'm sorry I ended last stream, but I was shouting everybody out first who contributed. My fault. I'll make sure I'll do it when I end this stream. But shout out to all of y'all for all y'all contribute for all y'all support, ongoing support. Thank you very much. But yeah, we about to get started, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're gonna just give it like 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna set it off.
Good evening.
All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. We about to get started right now. This is Trump right now. He's about to give his speech. Most people think he's gonna cancel the midterm election. I don't know. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But let's just get into this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. And give some shout outs real quick. Shout out to the Lord of Slaughter in the building.
Good evening. Before we begin, I'm proud to report that our country is safer, stronger, and far wealthier than it has ever been before. We are doing great. Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster after the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murders, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women sports, crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation, but not anymore. 2 years ago, our country was dead. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. America is respected like we have never been respected before. We have more money being invested in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week, it was announced that inflation saw the largest monthly decline.
For all you, if you don't know, Trump is lying right now. So I just want y'all to know that. So it sounds good, but it's lies. It's all lies.
In more than 6 years, just happened. It was just given out. The media reported it, and we accept it. The best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars, like with the provisions, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, along with the interest deduction on a loan used to purchase a car, but only if that car is made in America, and a 100% expensing for our job-creating businesses. Our stock markets are at their highest point in many years, but we can actually say of all time. And your 401ks, pensions, and retirement accounts are setting records every single day, the highest in history. For years, we paid the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the world. Now we pay the lowest price under my most favored nations policy, because I was able to get the rest of the world and the pharmaceutical companies to act responsibly.
We about to speed Trump up because he's like doing a lot of capping, and this is not even the speech that he will be delivering right now. He's just trying to do, an intro to glaze himself. So yeah, we're gonna speed you up, Trump. We're gonna speed you up. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Drug prices are coming down by 70, 80, and 90%. TrumpRx.gov. This will ultimately reduce the cost of healthcare. You have to go to TrumpRx.gov and take advantage of it. But the cost of healthcare is coming way down because of what we've done with prescription drugs. And with Trump accounts, every child in America now has access to a tax-free investment account to save for their future. Billions and billions of dollars are being invested, put in by companies and individuals to take care of our children, so that at age 18, they will have potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account, and they'll get off to a great start in life. So for that, go to trumpaccounts.gov and sign up your child or any child who'd like to sign up. Our previously wide open borders have been transformed into the most secure borders in the history of our country, with 0 illegal aliens being admitted to the United States in the past 14 months. That is 0. Nobody thought it was possible. We had the worst border in the history of our country, and now we have the best. Crime is plummeting nationwide, with the murder rate at its lowest level since 1900, or more than 125 years ago. We're making a record investment in our armed forces, and we have the strongest and most powerful military by far anywhere in the world. I built it during my first term, and unfortunately, we're forced to use it now. We won in Venezuela, which is now working with us to produce millions and millions of barrels of oil. We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly. America is back, and
America is not winning big in Iran. That is cap. But keep it going.
Doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed, because no country can be great without fair and honest elections. You have to—
All right, here we go. He's talking about the elections. Let's see what he got to say. Let's see if he cancels the election.
You trust your country, because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness. And that's very simple. No trust, no greatness. For many years, I've called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American deserves to know that when they cast their vote, that vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure. One where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible. Unfortunately, the system we have today falls catastrophically short of that standard. Tonight,
Yo, shout out to Konguru in the building. That's the thing. They weren't illegal. Most of the people that Trump has deported are people who were here legally, that he just tried to make illegal. Like, you can't trust this guy. He's not deporting criminals like he said he was going to do. But, anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together knew that when he said criminals, he was just talking about people of color in general. Well, let's keep it going.
I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes like levels never thought possible to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you, the American people, our beautiful, our great American people. But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings we are presenting this evening and fully confirmed their authenticity. You can see these documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out. Our purpose in disclosing this information is not to weaken confidence in election, but to earn that confidence by confronting.
No, you are trying to weaken confidence. Shout out to Johnny Mills in the building. Exactly. Only if Kamala Harris had won.
Vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. And that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China assigned a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country, a standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought.
Oh my God. Is he just gonna cry? Come on, Trump, you lost. We don't care about the big lie. Like you lost. Like you still out here promoting the big lie. You are president again, and you're still sitting out here promoting the big lie. I thought this was about you about to cry about the midterms. You don't care about the midterms. You care about still pushing the fact that you think that you won. Still pushing the big lie. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Like hell not to have it, Donald Trump to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job, and they did everything possible to do exactly that. Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the President of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason they wanted me to lose is because they knew I was wise to them.
Oh my God, Trump, you sitting here babbling. Nobody want to hear all this babbling. You babbling. You lost the election. You lost. The end. Nobody wants to hear all this. Exactly. This is like idiocracy or something like that. Like this is who we following behind Trump right now. Come on. I mean, excuse me, not following behind. This is who's president right now, Trump. I can't be serious.
Charged them billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs and built the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. These are exact quotes from the CIA reporting. The name of the person doing the quote is now under review, but it gets even worse. Raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were kept out of the presidential briefing. These were briefings I would get almost every day. Everything was kept out that was of importance. One email among intelligence analysts admitted that they had, quote, deliberately massaged the presidential daily briefing to withhold information regarding Chinese activities related to the election. Another official inside the FBI wrote that she was running, quote, a shadow government, unquote, to keep intelligence about China's election meddling from becoming known and to keep it away from the honorable press. Other officials who witnessed such efforts perceived the motivations to be blatantly.
Oh my God. I want to see these files. I want to see somebody say that they was running a shadow government. The reason I'm watching is because Trump is the president of the United States of America. I live in America. You know, like even though I'm an anti-Trump, I'm against Trump, what he says still matters because he's the president. That's why I'm watching. Shout out to Benevolent in the building. Thank you for the fire emoji. Let's keep going. Shout out to you, RBG, for the win. Yep, China, the new boogeyman. It's the old boogeyman. That's now the new boogeyman again. Can't make this up. Remember, family, best way to support the stream: PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. I take it all. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. But you can also support the stream by joining the channel, gifting somebody a membership, or just sending me gifts. I also take super stickers, super thanks, super chat. I take it all. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. And if you ain't got no money to support with a comment, support with hitting the reaction heart, support with a like. But let's keep it going.
Political. Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group of bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned. These bags were supposed to be at a different level by different people, incinerated and checked, but it never happened. Maybe we got lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that were supposed to burn the bag. But the findings are stunning. Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people. Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic voting machines and ballot counting systems. Dishonest, almost all. They're vulnerable and they're easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States.
Yeah, this babble got to stop. He lucky the president. I would have been cut this off. Yeah, Johnny Mills, like he's obsessed with Obama. What Obama got to do with the 2020 election? What Obama got to do with the 2024 midterm elections? I mean, 2026 midterm elections. Like, come on now. He said burn bags. But yeah, like, come on, Trump. Like, do better. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter. Yes, same thing. Same thing. Over and over and over again. Over again. Like, come on. This is annoying. Shout out to Julius in the building. Like, yeah, like, do something. Like, you're the president right now. You called this whole meeting to do this? Like, people thought you was this was gonna be I'm a dictator speech. but you just sitting here crying.
Adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote, but that's some statement, isn't it? Made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, poll books, and other official election websites, are most vulnerable to exploitation, and adversaries could use this access to these systems to disrupt election processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings, and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026. This is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines. Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela. And that's exactly what.
Oh my God. Shout out to everybody in the building. Gamer 123. Yep. Like this is like, come on, man. Lies, lies, lies. Shout out to Fatal in the building. You can't make this up. Can't make this up. He's just that stupid. And he's for sale. And he's just that stupid and he's for sale. Shout out to McKenzie in the building. Like, oh yeah, I thought this was supposed to be his dictator speech. He's just sitting here whining. But he needs to hurry up. Shout out to Metal Yo. Exactly. He's terrible. Let's keep it going.
Happened conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that our own system can never, ever be hacked or compromised like it was in the past. The fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan. In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're so concerned by what they found. They were just so concerned. They couldn't believe it, actually, that they contacted the FBI in Detroit. The documents state that some canvassers admitted to FBI agents that they signed voter registration forms in other people's names, submitted fraudulent registration for people who did not exist, and received gift cards tied to their number of applications that they produced. In other words, it was pay, play, and cheat. The FBI agents working on the case.
Like you do at Partons, pay to play with your Partons. Come on now. Like, let's stop this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's see, what would you say? A Kanguru said? Hey, man. Oh, yeah, most definitely. I'll do that for you. Shout out to you for that recommendation. You know that's what he's going to do. Yeah, let's get back to this nonsense. Shout out to everybody in the building. I'm sorry, we got to do this together.
Believe that crimes were committed, yet the Biden Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation and killed it. Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. According to the DHS review, state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections. Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that. Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000 foreigners illegally registered to vote. Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls. And yet we still have elections with no voter ID.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows what Trump is talking about. He's complaining about 2020. Now he's claiming there's a bunch of fake voters in Democratic states. Nobody knows what he's talking about. What is it, Chad? Nobody knows. Oh, shout out to the Negro Unchained for coming through with the 2. Thank you for setting it off. Much appreciated. One step closer to hitting that goal. Shout out to you for that. Everybody, make sure y'all shout out the Negro Unchained for coming through with the 2. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week.
No proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. As one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed a few days ago on July 10th. Think of that, much more than 1 month. Took a month to count the votes. I wonder what they were doing. This is worse than any third world country. There's no third world country that has elections like we have. In a rare move, NBC and ABC Fake News have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know.
I'm happy. I don't know if I'm happy that they did that, or I'm happy I didn't do, or I'm mad that I didn't do that. Like, why didn't I not cover this speech? Like, it's the same old, same old. Why did I waste time covering this speech? It's the same old, same old. I could have watched any speech you had about elections, and it would have been the same thing. Same thing. Can't make this up. Oh, shout out to Madison for coming through with the 99¢. Much appreciated. You already know. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Appreciate that 99¢. You just got me one step closer to my goal too. Thank you. Much appreciated.
How corrupt our system is, and they don't want to reveal it. They and others in the media are part of a plot. They want to continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing. All we want is honesty in our elections and honesty in reporting. They pay nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen, and the trust of the American people was lost.
Oh my God. Shout out again. Make sure y'all shouting out everybody who's supporting the stream monetarily. Make sure y'all shout them out. Make sure y'all shout out the Negro Unchained for coming through with the 2, and shout out Madison for coming through with the 99¢. Make sure you already know how we do over here. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. There is no evidence. This is all lies. This is all lies. This is all lies. Trump 2028. I think I could put you on timeout for that one. Put you on timeout for that one. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna put you on timeout for that. Let's just keep it going.
Cannot be allowed to continue. Every American, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or otherwise, should be able to agree that we deserve the most secure, honest, and fair election system anywhere in the world. Secure elections should be a partisan, really, we should be together, Democrats, Republicans.
You mean nonpartisan. Shout out to the Black Merlin. You have accurately summed up what Trump has said so far with this comment. Shout out to you. Make sure y'all shouting out the Black Merlin, who's also a member of the channel. Family, make sure you go get yourself a membership. Make sure you go get yourself a membership. And again, we one step closer to hitting that goal.
Independents, everybody. And it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We should be united, not divided. In light of the brand new and irrefutable information I have revealed tonight, my administration is in the process of notifying the states whose election data was compromised by the People's Republic of China and many others. We will be working closely to mitigate any harm, and we're taking swift action to ensure that sensitive voter data is better protected so we can never be bought, we can never be hacked, and we can never watch a stolen election again. Tomorrow, the Secretary of Homeland Security will hold a briefing to outline his department's recent work confirming cyber vulnerabilities in our electronic voting systems. They are bad. We're in the process of informing governors, senators, and members of Congress of potential issues in their states. If you look at voting today, it's in such bad shape in so many states, and we are committing to fix it. And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help them fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before the midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest. I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about non-citizens on their voter rolls and direct them to remove all ineligible voters from the lists immediately. But most important,
look, you said I can't back up my claims. Trump didn't back up none of his claims. Trump is making claims. Trump has been making claims about this election being stolen, 2020 being stolen for 6 years. For 6 years now, and has not produced any evidence. And again, he's the one making the claim. It's his job to present the evidence, not mine. But shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all supporting the stream.
Addressing this crisis of election security demands that Congress must pass the Save America Act. How easy is that to do unless you want to cheat? The only reason you wouldn't do it is you want to cheat because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't get elected any other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show photo voter ID. How simple is that? Could I have your photo, please? Photo voter ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. Are you a citizen of our country, please? And hopefully there will be no corrupt mail-in ballots, which if you watched California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt. So you would have no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel if you're going away on business or vacation. These reforms are urgently needed to stop the vulnerabilities that I've mentioned. To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House and Senate, and demand that they pass the Save America Act without delay. Together, we will restore faith and confidence in our country, and we will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our great military, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Okay. That's enough. That was a total waste of time. Shout out to everybody in the building who endured that with me. Shout out to everybody in the building who endured that with me. That's like, this is crazy. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. But yeah, you cannot make this up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Let me see. I feel the same way. My head started hurting. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that with you. I already said what I said. I said he's a liar. The election wasn't stolen. No elections are compromised. And now it's his job to present evidence. That's it. Yes. Exactly. All going to therapy together. All going to therapy together. This is ridiculous. But shout out to everybody in the building. Let's move on to something else. Let's see. We got to cover this bozo. We going from bozo to another bozo. For all you who don't know, matter of fact, I don't even know what this is about. Shout out to everybody in the building. We covering this together. Let's get to it.
Yo, Zay, what was that? Did y'all see? It was a video of a dude.
Hey, what's up, brother Tariq? Can you hear me?
Zay, what was the? Can you explain what was in the video, man?
Oh Lord,
I saw the screenshot. I wasn't gonna click it. I just saw this man big pussy spread. I said, okay, that's all. I scrolled right past it.
How? Oh my God, man. Tariq is the oh my God. This dude is a blade, man. How come every time you and FBA always got some bussy in your face? Every time you turn around, it's bussy here, bussy there. So somehow, some way, you just watched some bussy with this dude and you just kept scrolling, but you was able to realize the dude got his whole bussy out. How long was you staring at that bussy, Tariq? Inquiring minds want to know. How long was you staring at that bussy? How long? Oh, Cassandra, you ain't missed nothing. Trump just was babbling. That's it. Trump just babbled and cried about the 2020 election. That's it. And at the very end, talked about something about like Save America Act or something like that. Total bozo, waste of time. I'm happy other people decided not to cover it. Like, come on. Yep, number 2 bozo. Number 2 bozo in the nation. Like how he see, like, oh, every time you turn around, it's some bussy in his face. It's some bussy going on. Everything. Every time. Like, let's keep it going.
I don't. What was the context of it?
Matter of fact, let's bring that back. Let's bring that back.
Yo, Zay, what was that? Did y'all see? It was a video of a dude.
It was a video of a dude. You heard that sweetness in his voice? Let's bring that back.
Yo, Zay, what was that? Did y'all see? It was a video of a dude.
Hey, what's up, brother Tariq? Can you hear me?
Zay, what was the? Can you explain what was in the video, man?
Oh Lord,
I saw the screenshot. I wasn't gonna click it. I just saw this man big bussy spread. I said, okay, that's all. I scrolled right past it. I don't. What was the context of it?
So you said you wasn't gonna click it because you saw that big bussy spread and you scroll right past it, but you knew what was going on. Come on now, can't make this up. Shout out to the Lord of Slaughter for coming through with the 199, who's also a member of the channel, is also a moderator. Make sure y'all shout Lord of Slaughter out for sending that 199. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns, and he got me one step closer to my goal. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for all your support. Yes, Green Goblin. He has the time of his life talking about bussy. He just, you know, he just lit up. Oh, bussy, 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 bussy. Because he a blade. He liked that bussy. That's why it's so funny to him. He liked talking about bussy. He liked looking at bussy. That's what he's about. Bussy.
So, brother Tariq, please don't drop me right away. I got 2 quick points, but the first quick point, I'm gonna talk about the dude spreading his bussy in the middle of the road. He was getting arrested. He was getting arrested, and the dude just I don't know what he had hidden in his bussy, but forgive me, Chad. I love TikTok Shop. But he had something spread in there, and the cop, like one cop was coming up with a glove to do a cavity search, and it was like 4 or 5 cops around him, and the video was some dudes filming it. And the commentary that these dudes was giving was hilarious. I was trying to post a full video. And my second,
why would you trying to post a whole video of that? And why would you laughing about the police holding somebody down in the street trying to give them a cavity search? That's not even legal. If the police going to do a cavity search, they got to do that. They got to arrest them and bring them to the precinct or bring them somewhere concealed. Because what if the dude didn't even have nothing? That's sexual assault. So they got some dude in the middle of the street holding them down, and they pulling his pants down, and a cop is coming with a glove to dig in his butt to see if something is there. They don't even know if something is there or not. They just gonna go check it out. That's sexual assault. And y'all sitting here laughing, and y'all got some people who was recording it laughing. This is why this stuff keep continuing. Imagine being in a community where people think being sexually assaulted by race soldiers in the street is funny. Shout out to That's Amazing for coming through with the 5. Shout out to you, bro. You got me one step closer to my goal. Make sure y'all shout out That's Amazing for coming through with the 5. Exactly. I'm jacking it. And again, why was the dude watching that, laughing at that, and then trying to share that also? And this is like some type of joke. This is disgusting. This is why this stuff keep happening. Cops sitting around here, damn near scraping somebody in the street, and y'all sitting here laughing.
Second point was, did you talk about Dr. Umar? He was on there talking about how he posted some video talking about how FBA, something about FBA, and it was just like very out of context. And I was hoping that you would address that.
I haven't seen it, so you know.
It was like yesterday. He posted some videos saying that he was saying that China, India, and all these other countries and Africa are uniting, and all FBA is doing is talking about lineage or something like that. He was taking major shots at FBA, so I was hoping you would address that. That was all.
All right, thank you. And but are you in Japan?
No, I'm not in Japan. I'm in New Jersey.
Okay. I see these Asian letters.
I know people in Japan. I got people in Japan. I got people.
Look at that. FBA. Cosplaying as somebody else. Why you got something with Japan on your name? I thought y'all was FBA. Y'all don't copy nobody else's culture. Y'all the culture. Everybody cosplaying y'all. But what can I expect? You following behind Tariq with an Islamic name. A matter of fact, Arab name, because Tariq is not even Muslim. So yeah. You following behind a bozo with an Arab name, and he named himself that. His parents didn't even name himself that. But you following behind that. Oh, we got somebody in the building trolling. I'm sorry. You gotta go. But yeah, this is nonsense. You can't make this up at all. But let's keep it going.
People in China, I got people in Vietnam, I got people in India.
Now
I know
those letters on your profile.
Why you got all those people everywhere? Why are you not in America? Why is FBA outside of the country?
What are those letters? Are those Chinese or Japanese letters?
They're Chinese and Japanese. So the full context of my name is the Pharaoh Zay, and then Narigame, which means wave man. I'm just a wave.
So you got Japanese and Chinese letters to say the Pharaoh. Why are you calling yourself Pharaoh? You are not African. Remember that. You're FBA bozo. Y'all not African. Y'all from America. Y'all indigenous. Y'all aboriginal to this land. Y'all had your ethnogenesis. Y'all don't copy nobody else stuff. You don't claim nothing else. You only care about FBA-ness. Why don't you call yourself whatever it is to call yourself to be the leader of FBA? Like, come on now. Ridiculous. Can't make this up.
Wave man, because I'm a swordsman.
Okay,
exactly.
There it is.
That's all.
All right, man.
Talking about wave man, you a swordsman. Nah, you a deep throat swordsman. You a sword swallower, bozo. Yeah, shout out to the Black Merlin. Like, come on, now y'all Pharaoh. Like, take that out y'all name. Shout out to the Black Unfold, and shout out to all the black people in Jersey who not bozos. Exactly. FBA is mad confused. Can't make this up, bro. Can't make this up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's keep it going.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, now look, people trying to talk. Listen, this delineation has whooped everybody's ass. All the people, this delineation has whooped ass, family. You understand? I want y'all to understand that. This delineation has whooped ass. And this is why the Democrats are tripping. Because again, like I said, the Democrats, man, they need a generic minority voting bloc fueled by us. Now that we're not going to be a generic African minority people of color voting bloc, we're very...
Oh my God. Again, with the generic African. But yeah, he's saying everybody's scared by this. Nobody's scared about FBA. Like, y'all only online. Y'all are only online. But we're going to keep it going. Shout out to Starbright in the building. Tariq is mental. But we're going to let him keep talking.
Specific. Now they're panicking. We didn't snatch the rug from up under them. You understand? So this is why they got to get some act right. This is why they don't want that save act shit. They don't, oh Lord, no.
keeping that buffer class from coming in, trying to fill in the gaps for them. They do not want to come to the table. You're going to have to come to the table and talk to us and talk about these tangibles. You understand? Because let me tell you something. This is why they started to co-opt our language. The Democrats are really panicking. This is why they've been sending people in our mix to infiltrate our talking spaces. They want to suppress the movement that's happening.
I thought y'all was a lineage. I thought you said y'all wasn't a group. Y'all wasn't none of that. Y'all was just a lineage. I thought y'all said y'all was just a lineage, but now you saying they trying to suppress the movement. That means you're a group. You're a group. And the Democrats are not doing this. Show me where the Democratic Party is sending people in there to infiltrate. That's not happening. You're making that up. The Democratic Party don't care about you. In fact, a lot of people who are now newly in positions of power and influence in the Democratic Party because of people like you are promoting not to care about black people. They don't care about black people. They're not bringing no tangibles to the table to try to win you over. You made that up. Shout out to McKinsley in the building for coming through with 5 Canadian. Make sure y'all shout out McKinsley. We 3 away from the goal right now. Thank you for coming through with the 5. Oh, yeah, that's that. Yes. Yes. But you really want to go to the Bronx. Like, you want to go to Washington Heights, but you really want to go to the Bronx. I'm tell you that. You really want to go to the Bronx. Trust me. That's where it's at. You want to see it all, but make sure you go to the Bronx. I used to live in the Bronx by Yankee Stadium for a little bit. But yeah, let's get back to this.
Right now.
And shout out to you again for the Canadian 5.
You understand what I'm saying? Listen, FBA is the lineage. Delineation is the movement. There's a reason why intelligence agents.
Oh, see how he switched it up now? Now FBA is the lineage. Delineation is the movement. So what's the difference between you and Yvette Carnell? Because she was pumping the same thing. ADOS was the quote unquote lineage, and ADOS advocacy group was the movement. What's the difference? You attack Yvette Carnell just to do the Yvette Carnell. My fault, family. We 4 away, not 6, not 7, not 3 away. But yeah, let's keep going. Now delineation is the movement. So when I say I'm against FBA, the delineators, you can no longer say I'm attacking 50 million people. So when we say, all right, we anti-FBA and we talking about you delineating bozos, now you're not going to say, oh, you're talking about everybody. You're disrespecting everybody. So he can no longer say that. You just heard Tariq just admit it out his own mouth. He just said that. Let's bring that back. Shout out to the visionary in the building. But let's bring that back. Let's bring that back. Let's bring that back. Let's bring that back. Let's hear Tariq say it again out his own mouth.
Right now. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, FBA is the lineage. Delineation is the movement. There's a reason why intelligence agencies, these left-wing think tanks, and some right-wing think tanks too, a lot of these people are tripping on the delineation movement. All right?
So now it's a delineation movement. So now, again, you heard what he said. So there can be no more pretend or confusion about when people say FBA is a hate group. You can't say it's just a lineage because you saying, all right, delineation is the movement. So the delineators are a hate group. Like, you so stupid. You tried to say, you painted yourself in a corner and then you thought painting yourself would help you. You painted yourself in a corner and you had the bright idea of saying, I know, I'll just throw paint on my body. Can't make this up. Make sure y'all shout out McKinsley too for sending that Canadian 5. I forgot to say that. Like, come on now. Exactly. Tariq is so confused, bro. He's so confused. And the funny thing also, ain't no delineation happening and ain't no left wing and right wing think tank sitting up talking about no damn FBA, about how to about whatever he said, co-opting or whatever. Because first of all, y'all white nationalist psyop. That's why the only people who talk about y'all positively are people on the right. 2, no intelligence agencies need to infiltrate you. Infiltrate you for what? Infiltrate you for what? You guys are basically on autopilot right now. You on cruise control with your white nationalists pushing. Yeah, let's keep it going.
Let's be very clear. And just for the record, FBA is not a movement. It's a lineage. That's all it is. FBA is a lineage that represents the people who come from the descendants of the people who are here at the foundation of America. That don't mean we're part of an indigenous tribe and all that. People keep trying to conflate what our lineage is, and that's by design. I want y'all to
So now he's attacking the Aboriginals. Tariq is saying that that's by design when people are trying to conflate FBA with indigenous. Now he's saying that's by design. Oh, man.
understand something. A lot of that forced confusion that they try to put on us, that comes from these intelligence agencies. That comes from some of these think tanks. See, the institutional gatekeepers, they fear us distinguishing ourselves because when we stand on lineage business, that establishes a permanent, unchangeable bedrock for political demands that can't be co-opted, diluted, or redefined by outside groups. You see, for a long time, these political think tanks and the establishment, they relied on grouping all Black people into one monolithic category. This allowed them to offer symbolic gestures while ignoring specific historic debts owed to foundational Black Americans. Delineation destroys their whole strategy. When we draw a hard line and demand tangibles based on lineage, that movement forces the political entities to actually do the damn work. So what they do is send a bunch of operatives to poison the algorithms. That's why we see all that weird trolling, all these weird accounts, all these weird pages that sit up all day, every day, just trying to discredit foundational Black Americans and our lineage and try to use me as a proxy. There's a reason why you see that.
No, they're not. Tariq, out your own mouth, you just said there's a delineation movement. And you have also said on previous occasions that people are anti-delineation. You said earlier in this stream you're doing that people are so upset about the delineation. So that means, how are they attacking the people if you just said out your own mouth delineation is a movement? How is attacking a movement attacking a lineage? How is being upset with the delineation and people who choose, quote unquote, FBAs who choose to delineate themselves? How? Explain. How is that somebody attacking the lineage? That's like, for example, if I attack white nationalism, am I attacking all white people, or am I attacking the white nationalist movement? You just said FBA is the lineage. First of all, you're using the word lineage wrong, but we're going to keep moving past that. You said FBA is the lineage. And you said delineation is the movement. So if we are attacking delineation, how are we attacking the lineage? That's like somebody saying, if you attack white nationalism, you are by default attacking white people. Can't make this up. Shout out to the Black Merlin for coming through with the 199. He probably is using ChatGPT. I wouldn't be surprised. Thank you for 199. Everybody shout out to Black Merlin for coming through with the 199. Make sure y'all do that. No, Green Goblin, he cannot prove nothing he's saying. He's just talking. Like what? Like he can't even come up with a justification for why an intelligence agency would even do something like that. He can't. Like, ask him to explain, why would an intelligence agency even do something like that? It makes no sense. Especially an intelligence agency under Trump. Trump is doing what your FBA-ness that you pushing is helping Trump win. Like, come on. But yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
That's not random. Those are not just random haters. You got like literally hundreds of accounts all on social media where people literally all they do is put up anti-FBA stuff, all y'all pretendians, all y'all hate Africa, I hate FBA, just dozens of pages trying to use me as a proxy. Tariq is MAGA and all. These are intelligence agencies doing this. These are people trying to poison the algorithm. That's the name of the game. The name of the game is to poison the algorithm. Why?
Shout out to Palawala in the building. But what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Because if people are upset about delineation and they are attacking delineation, how are they attacking FBA the lineage? If we are attacking the people who doing the delineation, how are we attacking the lineage? That don't make no sense. Like, out your own mouth, you acknowledge that it's two separate things. And there are people out your own mouth have acknowledged that there are a lot of people that y'all would consider FBA who don't want to delineate, who don't believe in the concept of delineation. So if we attacking delineation, how are we attacking them? Shout out to Justin March in the building. Yep, just crying. Oh, they're attacking me. They're trying to make me a proxy. Oh, they're calling us pretendians. Oh, they're trying to conflate us with indigenous. On your own website, you say that y'all indigenous. Y'all say y'all aboriginal. And you constantly got indigenous people in your chat, bigging them up. Like, come on now. Can't make this up. Oh, shout out to the Palawala in the building. Thank you for the fire emojis. I thought so too. But I guess we are wrong. Yeah, because you're talking about hundreds of poisoning the algorithm. Isn't it 50 million FBAs in the building? In the world, in America? And all y'all do is sit around and talk about black immigrants all day. Tariq has never done one show, one stream ever without talking about black immigrants, without attacking black immigrants. Your whole movement is based on attacking black immigrants. Even the whole delineation concept is an attack on black immigrants. So what you doing? Shout out to Justin March for coming through with it too. Thank you. Much appreciated. My first moderator. Make sure y'all shouting out Justin March for coming through with it too, helping me get closer to my goal. We only 2 away now. Thank you. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns.
This is the most powerful grassroots awakening since the 1960s, ladies and gentlemen. You understand? This delineation movement
I'm not letting you get away with that lie. You said since the 1960s. That means you saying that these delineation stuff that you pushing is bigger than the Black Power era. I'm not letting you get away with that lie. You trying to say it's bigger than Black Lives Matter. I'm not letting you get away with that lie. You trying to say this is bigger than hip hop, the hip hop movement, cultural movement. That's a lie. Like, come on now. You told a bunch of lies right now. This ain't bigger than Obama.
The energy, the focus, the structural disruption of the civil rights movement in the 60s. But it operates without the traditional vulnerabilities. It's entirely from the grassroots. You understand? It doesn't rely on corporate sponsorships, no mainstream media validation, nothing. That's why people are like trying to pretend that there's all this secret funding. This is a psyop. The CIA must be funding this. This FBA shit is everywhere. It must be Illuminati must be funding this. It must be funded by Israel or some shit. Russia must be funding this. This is too big. It's just everywhere. Yeah. You dig? They act like there's some big check written by because it's the
Tariq, this is a grift. You only started following behind Yvette Carnell because you saw all that money she was getting over there. That's why you grifted over to this. And you know it's a bag. You said it out your own mouth about the white nationalists wanting to give you a bag. Shout out to a pimp named Slickback for coming through with the 5. Much appreciated. Yes, what is he talking about? The biggest channels don't say nothing about reparations, delineations, FBA, nothing. That's what I'm saying. Nobody mentions them. The only people who mention them occasionally are racist white people, and they're using them as their human shields for their racism. That's it. Thank you, a pimp named Slickback. Much appreciated for the 5. Everybody shout out a pimp named Slickback. Thank him for showing love. So y'all show love to him. Shout out to 350, yo. Yeah, you're right. It ain't everywhere. It is not.
The power of the grassroots is so phenomenal. We love TikTok Shop. We love TikTok Shop. We love TikTok Shop. We love TikTok Shop. Yeah. But this grassroots movement is so damn powerful. These folks are trying to pretend that some major entity is secretly funding it, which makes zero damn sense. No, this is the spiritual thing. This is a spiritual movement, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? This is a spiritual movement. See, it can't be bought out financially. It can't be starved out. There's nobody to assassinate. I love TikTok Shop. You see? It's decentralized.
Tariq, we know you the heart and soul of this FBA stuff. You basically the FBA version of Dan Calloway. Once I cracked Dan Calloway, that indigenous stuff never recovered. It never recovered. That thing used to be everywhere. Everybody had to talk about that. Because that's how big it was. Now that thing is just in certain portions of the internet. It ain't everywhere like that. If you was to die right now, Tariq, FBA is not going to carry on this big. Because a lot of the people who make FBA content are just grifting and following behind your lead. Once you go, there's no central authority. So now you're going to have a bunch of people who are going to be claiming FBA. And some people are going to be like, oh, you're not really FBA. And they're going to be like, well, Tariq said I was FBA. You saw this. And then somebody else is going to be like, well, Tariq said this before. And it's going to just be a bunch of confusion and it's going to fade. That's it. That's it. That's it. Shout out to everybody in the building. There's nothing spiritual about this. Nothing spiritual about this. Ain't nothing spiritual about this. Matter of fact, it might be some spiritual, it might be demonic. That's the closest thing we're going to get to spiritual. Demonic. Thank you, Green Gomblick. You already know I'm always putting in work. Always putting in work for righteousness. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my other channels. Because, you know, I will be starting to upload on those other channels. And also, donate to me if you can. Pin comment. Best way to support the stream. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Let's keep it going.
Just everybody's getting on code. I love TikTok Shop. We're standing on lineage business. You see, so these political agencies and intelligence agencies, they are deploying their operatives precisely because they have no financial leverage over the movement. So the only weapon they have left is digital psychological warfare. Just flood the digital space with a bunch of people talking crazy, trying to put disinformation out there. Yeah. And coordinated disinformation, that's the ultra metrics of success. Listen, if the delineation movement, because they love, you know what the tethers love, they love to get up here. FBA is only online. It is only online. That's some shit from a think tank. That's them trying to minimize it. If the delineation movement was only online.
I'm the one who started the FBA is only online. I'm not a part of no think tank. I would love to be. I would love to be. Like I always say, I'm the one who started all this stuff. I started FBA as a hate cult. I started FBA is only online. I started y'all was a white nationalist psyop. I started all that. I would love to have been a part of a think tank and got to check this whole time doing that. Like, oh man, this is crazy. But shout out to Lord of Slaughter for coming through, helping me reach my goal. I just hit the goal. Thank you, everybody. Make sure y'all shout out Lord of Slaughter. He just helped us hit the goal. He just helped us hit the goal. He helped me hit the goal. And this is a double up for him too. $1.99. Thank you. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. I don't even know who that is. Who is that? I'm about to go look that person up. I don't know who that is, but shout out to you for that $1.99. Everybody, make sure y'all salute Lord of Slaughter and everybody else who contributed to this stream tonight. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of English. Contribute to the stream tonight. But yeah, let's keep it going.
Fine. Okay, why are these people? They keep giving me these damn restrictions. Okay, it gave me another restriction. I don't know why. Okay, what did they say? I love TikTok Shop. I don't know why. We must be speaking truth to power. We're exposing a lot of stuff. I love TikTok Shop, dude. We are spitting a lot of truth. I've been getting restrictions all day on this thing right now. I don't even know what I said wrong. But you speak truth to power, boy, they start hitting you. I guess we talking too real right now. All right, we talking too real right now.
Oh no, you just doing too much cursing and too much xenophobia. Oh, Lord of Slaughter. I think I just looked it up. You just said her name. Somebody said her name. Isn't that the lady who leading the march, the xenophobic movement in South Africa? Isn't that her? Excuse me. Isn't that her? That's her. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure because I just heard the other day that like 30 something thousand or 50,000 Black immigrants left South Africa. So the South African economy is hurting because a lot of those people was workers. A lot of those people were business owners. So the economy took a real hit. A real hit. Oh yeah, so that was her. A real hit. So now I see that they trying to crack down on all these xenophobes. They should have never even let it went that far. This is just proving how incompetent the South African government is. Shout out to RBG for the win for coming through with a $1.99 super sticker. Much appreciated, bro. Much appreciated. Everybody shout out RBG for the win for coming through with the super sticker. Exactly. They work, they pay taxes, they own businesses, they employ South Africans. All those people gone. And how many people don't want it who were doing business with South Africa but don't live there, don't want to do business with them no more? Like, come on now. You saying that this FBA is claiming Castanet? That's crazy. Where that at? Where that happened? When that happened? Yeah, let's keep this going.
Listen, like I said, if this was just an online trend, nobody would care. Institutions wouldn't spend millions of dollars and thousands of man hours combating something that's powerless.
Institutions aren't paying any money. Trust me, I know. I'm not getting paid, but I wish I was. But again, I'm combating it because it's the right thing to do. That's why I'm putting in the work that I'm putting in. This is the right thing to do. Like, I've been going against y'all for like years. I never got paid. I'm just starting to get paid a little bit through donations. Shout out to everybody who's donating and supporting the stream. And my channel just got monetized. So yeah, I'm seeing something now. But even if I never saw any of this, even if they cut it all off, I still would be doing what I'm doing. This ain't about no money. This ain't about no money. It's not.
The presence of highly active single-purpose sock puppet accounts whose sole mission is to discredit the movement, that's the highest proof of how effective it is, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's not. You attack things while they're small. See, that's why I go so hard on y'all. Because what if y'all got big? Because if y'all got big, then I would not be able to attack y'all. Got to get y'all now, but keep y'all from getting big. You'd be surprised how many people shouting me out in my DMs who are somebody who's saying like, thank you for all your work. I make sure a lot of people in higher positions see that FBA is a hate cult, ADOS is a hate cult, Freeman is a hate cult, and not to trust it. Shout out to McKinsey for doubling up with. He came in through with a Canadian too. Make sure y'all shout bro out. Make sure y'all shout bro out for coming through with that. Nah, don't call him Angelica. Angelica was my favorite Rugrat. Tariq, don't disrespect Angelica like that. Oh, you missed it, Justin March. You wasn't in the building. Tariq said now FBA is the lineage and delineation is the movement. Again, which means what? That means all this time you accusing people of attacking the lineage when people was attacking y'all quote unquote delineators, you were lying. So you claim people act like they didn't understand what they were doing when the FBA is just the lineage. It ain't nothing else. Remember, how many times have people said, I'm against y'all because of all this stuff y'all doing? And Tariq was like, oh, it's just the lineage. It's just the lineage. If you're against FBA, you're against 50 million FBAs. You're against 50 million people. It's just the lineage. It's just the lineage. How many times are you saying that? Now what he's saying, oh, it's not just a lineage. It's a lineage and it's a movement. It's a lineage and a movement. So if it's a lineage and a movement, and we was attacking the movement. Again, when we talk about people like you, Tariq, we talking about all the quote-unquote delineators. And people have said that before. Oh, I don't have no problem with quote-unquote FBA people. I got a problem with y'all bozos who sit around online all day and talk about delineation and attack black immigrants. So now what? I know. Exactly. A bowel movement. A bowel movement. It's okay. It's all jokes. I got to make sure I always say that too. It's all jokes. It's okay. I'm not upset. I know I talk loud, so I don't want nobody to think that I'm mad or I'm upset. No. This is all jokes. We having fun. I don't care if you call in Tariq, Nasheed, Angelica. He kind of like Angelica anyway. I just was saying that. Exactly. If this now is now a movement, like I've been saying all this time, if FBA is a movement, movements have leaders. He's trying to claim it's some decentralized movement. But even in a decentralized movement, there are still leaders. There are still leaders. No, as far as I know, the Southern Poverty Law Center didn't deem them designate them a hate group. As far as I know, no. Exactly. Like you can't make this up. This dude is slow. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got over 100 people in the building. Let's keep it going.
You understand? They are actively trying to poison the algorithms because the organic algorithm heavily favors the truth of delineation. So all of these operatives that's crying about foundational Black Americans all day, every day, that is proof that the delineation movement is winning. And again, attacking me is I'm just a proxy because they got to put a leader on. Ain't no leader of nothing. Ain't no leader of nothing. You understand? There is no leader. That's why they keep trying to force a leader. Everybody keeps saying there is no leader, which is not.
Why should we believe you? You just said FBA wasn't a movement before. You said FBA is just a lineage. There is no movement. There's no agenda. There's nothing. Remember, you was even arguing with Grok that you not no reparations movement. You never said you was a part of no movement. None of that. That was y'all. Now you saying it is a movement. It went from not being a movement to now it is a movement. But the delineation is the movement. You can't make this up. This is what this bozo do with his life. Lie.
But they have to attack something. You understand? And the fact that everybody gets on code, the code is the leader. That's why, you know what? That's why I want y'all to notice something. Because I keep seeing these people want me to attack Godfrey. I saw somebody in the chat room just now.
You know what's so funny? Tariq won't attack Godfrey because Godfrey never mentioned him by name. Like I told y'all before, Tariq don't care about delineation. All that delineation talk and all that caring about Black people is fake. It's the same thing with Brother Polite. Tariq refused to attack Brother Polite because he had him in Hitting Color 6, even though Brother Polite was out here scamming FBAs. That's what he do. If you personally cool with Tariq, he don't care about none of this. You got money, especially if you got money with him. Like, no, he never gonna attack you. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that clip with him attacking his fellow FBAs for going at Brother Polite because he was getting money with him.
Mentioning Godfrey. And I see some of these weird accounts just hell bent on trying to get me to attack Godfrey. Now, Godfrey, I don't watch all of Godfrey's stuff, and I'm cool with Godfrey. Like I said, Godfrey says some things that I've disagreed with, and some of the guests on his show, I've broken down some of their arguments. But there are people who want me to attack Godfrey, just go in on Godfrey, and I won't do that because I'm cool with Godfrey. It's respectful, and I don't just flip on people. Yeah, I can disagree with them without flipping on them. But I notice a lot of these folks, these weird accounts, want me to attack Godfrey and just keep. Why won't I attack Godfrey? Why don't you attack him? Why don't you go in on Godfrey? You know what that's about? Because I look at some of these accounts, I'm like, well, damn it, are you attacking people who go after me?
Also, like I said, I can't find it, but I done did that before, that video before with him doing that. But now he's flipping it on his audience. So his audience is coming to you as a big homie, as a big dog to defend the lineage, and you're refusing to defend the lineage. In fact, you're flipping it on them saying, well, you want me to defend the lineage, but have you defended me? So you equivalent to the lineage, Tariq? Are you equivalent to the lineage? So the defense of Tariq is equivalent to the defense of the lineage, if not greater. No, you're greater. Because you're refusing to defend the lineage until people defend you first. That means you're saying you're greater than the lineage.
And no, you're not. But here's the thing. You know what this is about? You know because I look at patterns here. You know what that's about? All these little weird accounts saying that shit. The fact that I'm not attacking Godfrey, that disrupts the whole leadership bullshit that they try to push, because there's a lot of people of the lineage that's been going in on Godfrey. So now that I'm not going in on him, so people can't say that folks are going in on Godfrey because of me, because that's what a lot of people like to do. They like to say, well, everybody attacking, he got attacked because of Tariq and them. That Tariq group be attacking everybody. They be doing what Tariq be saying. People has been on Godfrey's bumper.
No, this proves they attacking them because they following behind your direction. Remember, this is your teachings that why they're going at him. And now they're looking to you to help them go at them. But at the end of the day, you are not going to do it because Godfrey has not personally disrespected you. Because what you're saying right now applies to Poetic Flacco too. But you have attacked Poetic Flacco because Poetic Flacco has attacked you by name. If Poetic Flacco would have been roasting FBA but said he was cool with you, he ain't got no problem with you, or never mentioned you by name, you would still be rocking with Poetic Flacco. Facts. That's the only reason you still, quote unquote, rocking with Godfrey, because he didn't mention you by name. And you probably going to keep that door open just in case you want to get some money with him in the future.
But you can't say I'm doing it because I haven't done it. So that disrupts that whole we are group shit. This is proof that we ain't no goddamn group. Some of the family's been going in on them. Okay, and that people have their own opinion. See, that's why they want me to do it, so that they can say that, yeah, everybody's following me to do it. No. No, people have their own opinions. People form their own opinions. You understand? That's disrupting that whole leadership bullshit. You understand? Come on now. So yeah, we see the play. Yeah, we see the play. Oh, Flacco's wide hip ass. He's been saying a lot of slick shit too. Yeah, Flacco.
Look at that. That's how true it is. I'm about to take a serious break from watching Tariq. I can literally read this dude's mind. I can literally read his mind. I know what he's gonna say next. I did not watch this video. Look what I said. I said, if that's the case, Why are you attacking? I said the only reason you attacking Poetic Flacco and you not attacking Godfrey is because Godfrey never said nothing about you personally, but Poetic Flacco did. Now look, he's attacking Poetic Flacco. Why are you attacking him? Why are you not giving him the same treatment that you gave Godfrey? In fact, Poetic Flacco has been more in alignment and more in agreement with the FBA hate cult than Godfrey ever was. The only thing different is that he called you out. He said he cool with FBA. He just not cool with you and your delineators. And that was enough to attack him nonstop. Godfrey said he ain't cool with none of y'all, but he just didn't mention you by name. But Godfrey is still cool. You see what I'm talking about? Godfrey brings people on his platform that quote unquote disparages the lineage all the time. So Godfrey is platforming people to attack y'all and disrespect y'all. That's worse than Poetic Flacco. Who has Poetic Flacco ever brought on his platform and raised their profile or gave them a platform just to go in on y'all? Who? But look, here you are attacking Poetic Flacco. You know why? Because he said you by name. That's why. You don't care about the lineage. Because if you cared about the lineage, you would be going in on Godfrey too. You would be going in not only on Godfrey too, but Godfrey even more. I'm gonna think about it, Green Goblin, because this is getting scary now. Because it's like even I'm looking at it like, did I watch this video before and I just fell asleep? And I don't remember or something like that? Because he's a blade. That's why he always got to talk about some man's body part. Always. Without fail. He got to talk about another man's body part. I definitely do got him figured out. And that's kind of scary. I don't know if I'm that smart or they just that dumb and that easy to read.
Yeah, Flacco's been saying a lot of slick shit, and he really knows better. You know, we'll deal with Flacco in due time.
Who is we? Who is we? I thought y'all not a group. Didn't Tariq just say, he just said that, oh, I'm not involved in an attack on Godfrey, and I'm not directing nobody to do it. That proves we not a group. Now you sitting here directing people to attack Poetic Flacco. You attacking him and you directing people to do it. Talking about how we will deal with him in time. You just debunked yourself. This is insane. Shout out to Lorenzo in the building. Exactly. Tariq don't want to go against people who can actually roast back. Because he's not as funny as he think he is. And a lot of the FBA glazers try to make it seem he is. Shout out to Emma in the building. Also a member of the channel. Family, you can go get your own membership. Just like Emma did. Exactly. Like I said, Godfrey doesn't put money in Tariq's pocket. If you put money in Tariq's pocket, you good. Mind you, look at me. I'm the biggest attacker of FBA. If I was putting money in Tariq's pocket, Tariq will be like, well, that's y'all got problem with him. He all right. You know, we a lineage. I don't got to have problems with everybody. Just because me and him don't agree on everything doesn't mean anything. Tariq would be saying that. Yes. He think he got the death note. He think he got the death note. Tariq really think he got the death note. So we'll deal with him later.
All right. Yeah.
Bring that back a little bit so people could see that I was not capping. I didn't make that up. Like, we're going to let it play all the way through.
You understand? Come on now. So yeah, we see the play. Yeah, we see the play. Oh, Flacco's wide hip ass. He's been saying a lot of slick shit too. Yeah, Flacco. Yeah, Flacco's been saying a lot of slick shit, and he really knows better. You know, we'll deal with Flacco in due time. All right. Yeah, Flacco's just been straight up disrespectful with some of the little shit he's been, because I done sat down with Flacco's ass multiple times. So he knows better. Yeah, Flacco's moving on some op shit. Yeah. Man. All right, let me get some of the family in here. But like I said, listen, man, listen. Like I said, y'all raise your hand. But
we don't care about you getting none of the family in there. Shout out to everybody in the building. We moving on to something else. I want to touch on this because I've been meaning to touch on this for a minute now. We're not even gonna play the video, but as y'all can see on y'all screen, y'all can see that on your screen. Let me move this out the way. For all you who don't know, Vlad platformed Charleston White and let him come on his show and talk about a watermelon felon and promote his t-shirts. I have not watched this, family. All I saw was the screenshot, and I don't need to watch it. Vlad, this is why people call you. This is the real reason you're a culture vulture. Not because you're a white guy covering hip hop. This is why. This is why people call you a culture vulture, and this is why people say you're no good for the culture. Look who you platforming. Look what you platforming him to do. And you letting this rock. This is a cosign. And I don't want to hear nobody saying Vlad is not co-signing it, because you know what happened? When Tariq crashed Vlad's show and came with the Coon Award for Tommy, not only did Vlad not show that, took the interview completely down, he took all of Tariq's interviews down that he did, and he banned Tariq from his channel to show that he don't co-sign that behavior. So why, as soon as you saw this watermelon felon shirt, you didn't say, you know what, this interview ain't even coming out, homie. We not doing this. Forget cutting this segment. We not even putting you out, and you're banned. And you're banned. Why you didn't do that? Why didn't you do that? If this had been Kanye had been on somebody's platform, let's say Drink Champs, with a t-shirt with a concentration camp victim on it, you would have been crying your eyes out about it. You would have been you would have been atting Nori and the other dude nonstop. You would have been crying the revolt. You would have been like, they need to take this down. This is disgusting. Blah, 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 blah. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Vlad one of the people calling for that Kanye episode that would happen on Drink Champs to come down for being anti-Semitic? But look what you platforming. Look what you platforming. If somebody did this equivalent thing but did it against Jews, you would not shut up about it. In fact, every guest you brought up, you would ask them about it and try to get them to co-sign that person is a bozo and talk down on them. Just like you did with Kanye. You could not stop. Like, it don't matter who you was interviewing. You would bring up Kanye and his situation and the stuff he was saying. You couldn't stop. Why? Because he said something about your people. This is why you a culture vulture. All that sitting around talking about, oh, I don't know why people say I'm a culture vulture. I'm no good for the community. I shouldn't be a part of hip hop. I'm not doing anything positive, blah, 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 blah. This is why. And the reason you even brought him up here is also to attack people you don't like. Because as far as I know, you had a falling out with Boozy. Surprise, surprise, he asked him a bunch of stuff about Boozy. Because when I was looking to find this video on his channel, it's a bunch of Charleston White videos dissing Boozy. And he got one with Charleston White is dissing Shaq. Because I don't know what happened between Vlad and Shaq. Like, this is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you promote. Again, if Charleston White was talking about was to have a shirt like this, like a Auschwitz swimming camp shirt, you would never shut up about it. You would try to get people's channels knocked down for even talking to him. It's not enough that you cry about it. It's not enough that you bring people on your show to disrespect that person. It's not enough that every time You bring somebody on your show, you'll try to get them to co-sign the disrespect to that person. You would actively be going after their platforms and anybody who platformed them. And you would be co-signing that. You would be criticizing them like crazy. Yes, Tariq is scared of Charleston White. He's scared because he thinks Charleston White could roast a little bit too. And Charleston White is currently bigger in the black community, to our shame, because this is shameful. This is shameful because that's something Vlad would say as a comeback. Well, yeah, I got Charleston White on my channel and he's talking like this, but other black people got him on their channel and he talks like this. He has said things worse than this, Vlad would even say. But yeah, Charleston White got a bigger following than Tariq. I would say Tariq's following is more militant than his. That's why Tariq is kind of scared. But no, matter of fact, I said it wrong. Tariq's following is more militant than Charleston White's following, but Tariq is scared because Charleston White has a bigger following than him. That's why. Yes, Slaughter, they are both trash. They are both trash. This is beyond disgusting, bro. And mind you, as far as I know, you got a bunch of people talking about Charleston White crossed the line. He's canceled, right? So you got a bunch of people talking about how he's canceled. And so he can't come on no other platforms. As far as I haven't seen him on no platforms that he usually be on. But look who platform he on. Vlad. So while everybody else saying we done with Charleston White, we ain't dealing with him, that watermelon felon stuff is too far. Who give him a platform to push this? Who give him a platform to push this? Exactly. Tariq talked all this. Carmelo is a martyr. He's a martyr. He's this and that. Why you ain't sticking up for him? How much you down for the family and you down for his cause? Why you ain't sticking up for him? And is Tariq going to say anything against Vlad for doing this? Is Tariq going to say anything against Vlad for doing this? Like, inquiring minds want to know. Matter of fact, we about to do this live right now. I'm about to see something real quick. Let's go through Vlad's channel. Let's see. Look, talking about Boozy. Let me see. Talking about Boozy again. Probably laughing and cracking up the whole time. That you know Corey Holcomb is down bad. He doing Vlad now. I don't know if he did Vlad before, but it seemed like he was like the type to say, I'm not doing Vlad, but he doing it now. This or that with stand-up comedians. Come on, man. Look, to attack Ari Spears. That's why you ain't want to make it too obvious, but nobody's stupid, Vlad. You want to play this or that with Charleston White so Ari Spears' name could come up so you can attack him. So Charleston White can go in on Ari Spears and you can laugh like you dying. Look, Charleston White and Vlad go off on Shaq. Like, you brought him. This is what you do. You bring people. You're no different than Fox News. When Fox News really want to get back in the days, I don't know if they do it anymore because I don't watch them anymore. But Sean Hannity, especially Sean Hannity, was a master of this. He wanted to go off on black people. He bring a black person on, let them go off, and he just go off with them, or just co-sign what they say. Look, turning this into shirts, watermelon felon shirts. Look, Carmelo didn't even use a black lawyer. Vlad is platforming this bozo pushing Jewish lawyers over black ones. Even though Carmelo didn't even use a black lawyer. He used a white one. Remember, the whole point of them using a white one was to try to prove that this ain't got nothing to do with race. Let's see, what else you got? So now you argue with him about the knife. So what are you doing? You act like you defending him? That's what you're doing? So you could say this was fair and balanced. I get like Fox News, fair and balanced. I gave pushback. I didn't agree with everything. We had an argument. You brought Charleston White up here to attack the black community. What did he say? I saw black community leaders spit on dad of Carmelo Anthony's victim. Why you ain't put the dad name? Why are you sitting here clout chasing off Carmelo Anthony? And I'm pretty sure that didn't even happen. Because I'm sure if he had got spit on, he would have said something about it. So, is Afro Man supposed to be a pimp now? That's why he got. That's why he said he the most gangster rapper. He made cops cry because you got some white girls with you. Your black guy with some white girls with you, rocking the American flag. I guess. Shout out to Afro Man. I guess. Let's see. All right. Charleston White calls himself the Black Chud the Builder. So you got him up here glazing Chud the Builder. All right, you got him talking about Keefy D. Mystical is not a crash out. I would argue that Pustaisi is not even a crash out. Like y'all be remixing too much street terminology. See. So now Pustaisi deserves life in prison. Don't you deserve life in prison? There are people who are dead because of you, Charleston White. Why you don't deserve life in prison? So Pustaisi deserves life in prison for a robbery, but you gave somebody the order to kill somebody. But you don't deserve life in prison. Mind you, the person you gave the order to got I think life in prison because you snitched on them, and I don't even know how that works. So I tell somebody to shoot somebody, they shoot them, and then we get caught, and then I snitch on the person who I told to do the shooting. He even acknowledged in court that he was the one who told him to do the shooting. Can't make this up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me look at some of this chat. No, Charleston White didn't kill nobody. He told one of his special needs, I'm not even gonna say friends, a special needs person who he had befriended and he was taking advantage of him. He told him to shoot somebody and he did it. And they all got arrested behind it. And then Charleston White snitched on the person and blamed him for everything, even while acknowledging he was the one who told them to shoot. And they let him go. Oh, Florida native. You know what he received, right? Charleston White received a threat because that white dude, Jeff Metcalf, like the Metcalf boy, father, he called Charleston White a crackhead and said they gonna deal with him. Because you know he in Texas right along with Charleston White. So Charleston White probably got scared, like, oh, them good old boys about to get on my ass. So let me sit up here and start talking that watermelon felon stuff and defending Metcalf. That's exactly what happened. That white man said, oh, called Charleston White a crackhead and said, we gonna deal with him. Watch. We gonna deal with him. And he got scared. No, I'm not capping. That's what happened. I covered it. That white dude called Charleston White a crackhead and said, we gonna deal with him. And then right after that, that's when he apologized to the father and came up with the watermelon felon shirts and started attacking Carmelo Anthony's father. Facts. That's what he did. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Because again, we already went. Let me see. Yeah, there's nothing else to see here. Let's see if we can find that. me see the dude's name is Jeff. Matt. Cal. Austin. Let me see. Let me see. I think this is the video. Let's see.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Charleston White. You think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Charleston White, you look like a fucking crackhead. Even though you got money, you're the only smart person around. Hoo-hoo. Hoo-hoo. Drew, you're just an idiot. Charleston White, he's a black asshole. I'm gonna tell you right now, Charleston White, you think you're funny?
Oh yeah, let me like this so I can make sure I can find it later. Because you know sometimes you be looking up stuff and you can't find it. But yeah, y'all heard it, right? He threatened Charleston White, called him an N-word, all that. And then right after this, Charleston White apologized to him and then started attacking Carmelo Anthony's father. And then he came up with the watermelon felon shirts. Coward. And this is the bozo that a lot of people be like, oh, well, you don't like what he said because of the way he say it. Oh, he gotta say it. But oh, he's smart. He makes sense. Charleston White is a complete bozo. Like, oh, he really trying to help black people. He told you this is just a character, just to get some views. But he really out here doing good things for black people. How he doing good things for black people when he's sitting around here bowing and scraping for this random white man? Remember, people, Charleston White was talking cash shit about I think on the Art of the Dialogue, talking about how they lucky he not on his pro-black, let's kill crackers stuff, because that's how he riding, that's how he moving, blah, 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 blah. This white man addressed him, he apologized like a hoe, and then started attacking Carmelo Anthony's father and family and lying on them. And making those shirts. They ain't say another bad word about this man since. Ain't another bad word against this man since. Let me see if I can find a video where he apologized. And this is y'all big homie. This is what I be talking about with these bozos. Y'all be following behind bozos. That's your big homie. This is who you choose to platform. This is who you giving your money, your time, your energy to. Your one life. Remember, you don't get time back. You don't get time back. You don't get time back. You do not get time back. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find any other platforms that let him come up there with the watermelon felon shirt. What the fuck? Let's see. Let's see if anybody else gave him a platform to do this. So he talking to Dogface about him selling those shirts. Let's see. Okay. Nope. Yeah. As far as I can see, nobody else gave him a platform to come on with watermelon felon shirts. Nobody. But Vlad did. So Vlad is seeing everybody in lockstep getting away from this guy for what he doing because he crossed the line with the culture and the people. But here go Vlad. Here go Vlad giving this bozo a platform. He got popular for promoting snitching. That's where he came from. He's from Texas, and he got popular for promoting snitching. Which is so stupid to me. I don't understand why anybody would want to follow behind a snitch anyway. Like, even if you don't believe in crime, I'm not following behind nobody who told on somebody. So you telling me y'all went out and did a crime together. Remember, Charleston White said it. Like I said, he was the leader. He was the reason that they even went stealing. Because what happened was they went stealing, and the white man caught them. And he wanted the merchandise back. They gave him the merchandise back. The white man was walking away, and Charleston White told the special needs person to shoot him in the back. Why would? And then when they got arrested for that, Charleston White snitched on the person, the special needs person, the one he told to do the shooting. It even said he the one who told him to do the shooting in court, but he got away and the other dude got life. Special needs. Why would you want to follow behind somebody like that? A scumbag like that? Where could a scumbag like that lead you? Just on the snitching alone. That shows that if it got critical, he would turn on everybody. He would be the one telling everybody, do this, do that, do this, do this, do that. And if it ever got critical, he'll just snitch on y'all to get out of it. Vlad a total snake. And again, he brought him up there to talk down on a bunch of black people that he's currently having a problem with. That's why he did it. He wanted something. Like, remember, every time Vlad fall out with somebody, here he come, bringing a new group of black people on to talk down on those people and then take their place. Vlad is so disgusting. Remember, Vlad fell out with Godfrey. Godfrey is the one who really helped the Godfrey and Lord Jamal are the two who really blew Vlad's platform up to another level. If you want to be real, because Vlad used to just be talking to old people, washed up people, and be talking about things that are old, that no people really don't care about, or whatever the case may be. When Vlad started doing current topics, like, oh, something happening, and the next day is a Vlad video out about it, that was with Lord Jamal and Godfrey, because that's when he got his greatest surge of popularity, and people was like, oh, we need more Jamal, we need more Godfrey. That's when he even started letting Lord Jamal do his own interviews on the platform. And he fell out with all of them over the fact that he thought Farrakhan, he refused to apologize for something he said about Farrakhan. That was wrong. Mind you, he didn't even hear Farrakhan. He just heard somebody say he said something anti-Semitic, and he went off. And even when people was bringing it to him saying, like, listen, that ain't the case, he tried to stay 10 toes down on it and keep pushing the line. Mind you, he only made peace with Lord Jamal to bring him back because he fell out with Godfrey. That was a chess move. That was the only reason he did it. And Lord Jamal ain't been back since. Shame on Lord Jamal. You supposed to be a god. You supposed to be one of the gods, and you let Vlad play you like that. You ain't 5%. You 80. You were part of the 85%. I can't flag his channel, not for that at least. And I don't be flagging channels. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I've been meaning to get on that because it's like that's crazy. That's crazy. That's like insane. Insane. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Like we got to do better as a people, man. And I bet you something gonna pop off and he gonna go reviral and everybody gonna cover him. Watch. Everybody gonna be back on Charleston White meat. Because again, all he gotta do is say something that's correct. And then people will be on his meat. Can't make this up. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on out here in the world. Yeah, I'm disappointed in him too. He didn't stand on business. Yes, Godfrey fell out with Vlad, rolling with Lord Jamal, and then Lord Jamal go back on Vlad. And I think he was dissing Godfrey on Vlad too. Can't make this up. Oh, shout out to Diasporian in the building. Much appreciated. Yes, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But yeah. Let me see. Maybe we could cover one more thing before we get up out of here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cover this. I think this is good. Matter of fact, let me cover this. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're gonna cover this. This is about the South Africa thing. Let's play it. I never watched this video. I just clicked it. It kind of looked good. It got a lot of views, so we're gonna just rock with it. Let's see what's going on here.
My friends, Jacinta Zuma, that troublemaker girl from South Africa, that girl who incited hatred against Black Africans, is now facing justice. Don't think South Africa did this because they love justice. You have no idea of the international impact South Africa has started to experience now, and the impact on the South African economy has already begun. I promised, I told.
I said that. I'm gonna let the brother build, but I wanted to make sure I said that. I said they only doing this because it's hurting the economy. If she was running around doing this and it had no real effect on the economy, and South Africa standing in the world, especially with other Africans, they wouldn't have did nothing about it. In fact, they was happy she was running around doing this. Why? Because it was taking heat off the South African government. Instead of focusing people on the South African government that is failing the people, you focusing their mind on blaming immigrants. They was A-okay with that. They was A-okay with that until it started costing them. Now they got a problem with it. Too late, South African government. Too late.
You I would bring this information, and we will even see South Africa face an impact that I don't know why South African politicians aren't imagining. I believed that South African economists knew this was coming, but why didn't anyone stop it? Because it has already started. The worst has begun in South Africa. So, Jacinta Zuma has been sued and is answering in court. Let's talk a little bit about that. I will also show you some reactions from the South African people. But first of all, I want to thank those who follow this humble channel. Thank you very much. I promised that I could bring a different video for those who are members of this channel. Look, you have helped a lot. The channel is really growing. I want to thank you for leaving likes and commenting. Honestly, that strengthens us. I had been traveling since Thursday and returned on Sunday. I couldn't record on Monday. I was too tired. I drove for more than 10 hours on the road each way. I didn't want to fly. And returned with the same thing, very tired, with the family, the kids, and everything. So, I recorded a video that I promised to the members. So this video will be posted tomorrow. Whoever isn't a member yet and wants to receive exclusive videos about me behind the cameras, become a member of this channel. I will be posting exclusive videos, different videos. So check out the Become a Member tab. You will support the channel and get exclusive videos, advice through short videos, guidance for those who want to live abroad, and what things you can do. Those who want to travel, see other countries, get to know Brazil, where you can go, where you can't, what you can and cannot do upon arriving in Brazil. All that plus my personal life behind the cameras. So we will always have space there to talk. So become a member, okay? Thank you very much, God bless. But let's talk about South Africa. Jacinta Zuma was sued, and look how she is responding.
That's why they opened a case against me today. But my small team is already there to find out. They are making us wait for the investigating officer to explain exactly why I am being arrested. Why does he claim in front of all these cameras on Friday that I instigated violence because of what they are hearing? Claire, I am not sure. So I am saying that I am comfortable. I am extremely comfortable because there is video evidence, there is camera evidence of the police dropping bombs or whatever they were dropping, serving water to people. And there is also a person who was there who drew a gun on members of the party. And the party, to this day, that person walks freely around there, and they decide that I am the one they need to open a case against, and I want to know what the case is. When I instigated this violence, what they claim to have investigated is standing outside a school picketing, demanding that South African rights be protected. If that is what they call inciting violence, then I ask for the whole country to be very violent. If standing in front of a gate and saying that at the moment 26 children are sitting at home because there is no money to go to school, if I stand...
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? You can't make this up. Like, I think she thinks she's teaching. You're not teaching. Like, whose fault is this? Whose fault is this? Like, come on now. Cut it out. Salute. Let me see. Salute Andrew. Oh, shout out to Andrew for coming through with the gifts. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Salute Andrew. Oh, salute Irvin Palmer for coming through with gifts too. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. But again, like, attacking other Africans is not solving this problem. And the funny part about this is you're very selective. How do we know that those 26 kids you just mentioned aren't missing out on an education because of all those Indians who are getting education, all those Chinese who are getting education, all those whites who are getting education, all those Arabs that are getting education? How do we know? Like, how do we know? How do we know? Yeah, let's keep it going.
Stand up and say that this is wrong. It is inciting violence, and then I am inciting violence.
As she defended herself, showing that she did not incite hatred, some South Africans appeared insisting that you really did do it. Let me explain to you quite gently why you are being arrested. Why is the case being opened against you? First of all, I think if you understood this before starting with all this nonsense, you could be saving yourself from the headache to come and the tears that are about to happen. But let's not focus on that. The reason why you will be arrested soon is when you are a person and decide to go on a public platform and spread misinformation that is not based on statistical facts. When you choose to isolate a specific group of people, all right, in a community, and point to that group of people as the reason why most people in the country are going through hardship or suffering, there is a word for that. There is a word for that. They call it incitement. Let me show you what he says. Stay with me. The phrase for this, I believe it is called incitement to imminent lawless action.
Oh, my fault. The audio cut out. Shout out to Nino for coming through with a gift. Nino, thank you for coming through with a gift. Make sure y'all drop comments if y'all dropping gifts, because I can't really see. I gotta click on a whole nother screen to see the gifts because they don't show it on the main screen. So just let me know if you sent the gift. Just like if you send a gift, thank you for it. And also make sure you drop a comment saying, hey, I sent the gift. Thank you again, Nino, for sending a gift. Thank you, Irving Palmer, and thank you, Andrew. Much appreciated. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Let's get back to this.
That is what they should be accusing you of. I am not on the prosecution team, but it says that incitement to imminent lawless action, legally understood as incitement to imminent violence or public violence, is the act of encouraging or provoking others to commit immediate harm or violent acts or violate the law in South Africa. This is
exactly no smoke for no other group, only for other black people. No smoke, only for other black people. That's it. I think the only group that's black that they not having smoke for, I think, is African Americans for some reason. But I don't know too much about that. But I wouldn't trust it, and it's too easy for somebody to get mistaken to be for being a Nigerian. But maybe they'll try to wait till you open your mouth and talk. But yeah, this is disgusting. It's a good job that she got arrested, but it's terrible that how the South African government is going about it. You're only doing it now because you're losing out. What if you wasn't losing out? You would have never did this.
Is outside the constitutional protection of freedom of speech, which means you are not expressing yourself freely. It is not freedom of speech. That is beyond it. As long as there is violence that has been committed, it is no longer about freedom of the press. It is not you expressing yourself. There are consequences. In South Africa, the legal framework and consequences surrounding such conduct revolve around several critical components. We will address this shortly, but I want to quickly explain what I mean by encouraging and provoking others.
Shout out to Pre-Sale for sending something through on the Cash App. Much appreciated. Family, you can also support on the Cash App, the PayPal, the Venmo. Just let me know if you want me to shout you out by name. Just let me know. If you don't, it's fine. But I'll still say thank you for the donation, but I won't say your name or the amount. But just let me know.
I am not a prosecutor. I have no legal experience, nor legal training. But hypothetically speaking, if I were prosecuting you, Justin, if I wanted to prove you are guilty of inciting or encouraging illegal actions in South Africa, what I would do is accuse everyone we find on the recording of committing crimes. All I have to do, Genda, is ask that person what encouraged them or what made them commit the crime they committed. People will say it's because I just woke up and thought it was the right thing to do. No, everyone will point to Mars and Mars, because that is how humans are. So if I find 50 people, I can get 50 cases that incriminate you, as if you were the centerpiece. Can I incriminate you, or can I incriminate you much more? I'd rather incriminate you much more.
Oh, I figured out why this video keep going like that. It's because it's dub. This is in another language. You know, YouTube is doing auto dub for people who speak in other languages. But yeah, shout out to the brother for he making sense. And the whole March movement is terrible. And Green Goblin, I saw it. I didn't watch it. I saw it. We was gonna cover it today, but I don't know if I'll be able to cover it today. I'll see. But I definitely saw it. I saw about it. I don't know if they got their own version of the RICO. Hopefully not, because the RICO is a bad law. It could have been made better, but it's bad. But there should be a version of some type of version of the RICO law that does exist. There should be some type of version, but not the current version we already have. It's terrible.
Of which you were the leader. What this does is frame you as a criminal organization that incited people, which is a fact, that incited people to commit criminal activities or to behave illegally. All the vandalism, people losing their lives, people becoming homeless on the streets, they were incited. The people who are responsible for this were incited by someone.
Several South Africans are recording videos showing they were against Jacinta, against others, from other groups. So, at this moment, Jacinta will have to explain herself in court. In fact, days ago, Jacinta sued the South African government. How did this start? On June 30th, Ramaphosa invited the leaders of the protests, but he did not invite Jacinta. I think I showed you. Jacinta was left out. Then there was also, they prepared a national day, a national conversation, something like that, which would happen, it will happen now, on the 15th, 16th. Jacinta's group was left out. On the 15th, 16th, there will be it seems like a Congress where the government will give a voice to these groups to express what they want for the country. It's just that Jacinta's group was not chosen the way. Called some groups, talked, so he excluded Jacinta.
This is a bad move. It's too late. You don't let it go too far now. Where now any of these March groups or anybody affiliated with Jacinta is going to be seen as a xenophobe. That's it. See, this is the problem. This is why I do what I do. This is why I get active early and often. You don't want that to be the situation with yourself. You don't want people to take something that is legitimate and make it illegitimate by the way they go about it. You don't want that. But yeah, let's keep it going.
So Jacinta took legal action against Ramaphosa, against the government, for excluding her group, showing that she has a lot of people. And after that, what happened? She was accepted, reinstated into the group because it caused a mess between the groups among them. After that, she was once again sued. Meaning, if she agreed not to be part of it or be excluded, perhaps she wouldn't have been sued. So since she won in court, Jacinta is now facing other situations. She is being prosecuted. What is going on in the middle of all that? Others were accepted by the president of the republic, as we saw, but Jacinta was not accepted. For this reason, Jacinta will suffer many consequences. For this reason, everything South Africa experiences from now on, Jacinta will be one of those seen as the culprit. I think when Jacinta was left out, I explained to you, that woman shows a certain ability to formulate sentences and attacks the government quite a bit, even though she is a criminal for persecuting foreigners.
She is definitely a criminal. But yeah, we about to be done with this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let the brother finish, and then we're gonna have to end this.
For inciting hatred. But she has a certain capacity if we compare her with the others. And so the president possibly saw that part. If I invite this young woman, I would be giving her too much power because she alone managed to mobilize many people. So they will find a way to suppress this. If the president calls Jacinta, he would really be strengthening her. Given that many women are supporting Jacinta's ideas. So the way they found now is to take Jacinta down. Whoever is not on our other channel, Belizo Africa, I ask that you follow the channel because I will record about this.
All right, cool. The brother is over. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody who came through. Yeah, I'm about to end this now. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm probably gonna be back tomorrow super early because I gotta it's Friday. I gotta get my kids. So either I'm gonna be back super early or I'm gonna be back super late. But yeah, let me get some sleep. I gotta definitely get up. I gotta get up in the morning. I got work to do. So it's like, shout out to everybody in the building. Thanks everybody for coming through, supporting. I had to cut off that other live and you had to switch it to this one. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the building. Always remember the best way to support: PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. If you don't want to support there, that's fine. You can always support super thanks, super chat, super sticker. Also, get yourself a membership, give somebody a membership, or just send a gift. And if you don't got nothing monetarily to support, you already know. Comments, hit the reaction heart, fire emojis. I take it all. Like the video, share it, give it hype points, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. All that support. Go subscribe to my other channels. Remember, you could go in the description box of this video. My DMs is always open. You got any suggestions, anything, let me know. Shout out to you, Green Goblin. We definitely going to touch on that video tomorrow, though. I promise. We're going to definitely get to that tomorrow or whenever I get live again. But yeah, let me do the shout outs real quick. Shout out to Justin Marsh for the fire emojis. But let me do the shout outs real quick. Shout out to the Negro Unchained for setting it off with the $2 because we hit our goal this stream. So shout out to everybody who participated in helping me hit my goal. Shout out to Madison for coming through with 99 cents. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Shout out to the Black Merlin for the $4.99. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter for the $1.99. Shout out to That's Amazing for the $5. Shout out to McKinsley for coming through with the Canadian $5. Shout out to the Black Merlin for the double up with the $1.99. Shout out to Justin March for coming through with the $2. Shout out to a pimp named Slickback for coming through with the $5. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter for doubling up with the $1.99. Shout out to RVG for the win for sending a $1.99 super sticker. Shout out to McKinsley again for coming through with a Canadian $2. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Shout out to Andrew for coming through with a gift. Shout out to Irvin Palmer for coming through with a gift. And shout out to Nino for coming through with a gift. Also, I want to shout out to everybody. I want to shout out to Purcell for coming through with $5 on the Cash App. Much appreciated. I want to shout out everybody who donated to the last stream that had to get cut off for technical reasons. So let me shout out the LB 360 for coming through with a 2, setting it off with a 2 last stream. Let me see. Shout out to Alex for coming through with a 5. Shout out to East Coast Kev for coming through with a 5. Shout out to That's Amazing for coming through with a 5. Shout out to East Coast Kev for coming through with a 10. Shout out to Justin March for gifting 20 memberships. Family, if Justin March has given you a membership, make sure you thank him and make sure you keep that membership going. You could get it up higher, drop it down lower, doesn't matter. Just keep it going. Shout out to Noel for coming through with a 5. Let me see. Yeah. So I guess I gave everybody a shout out. If I didn't give you a shout out, and let me know if I didn't give you a shout out. Shout out to Damu coming through with with the fire emojis. Shout out to the Diasporian, I know he supported. He support everything Trump do. But shout out to everybody who came through. Shout out to Benevolent. Oh, here's Urban Palmer right here. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the gifts. Much appreciated. Oh, we still got in the building. Come through. Oh, shout out to Percy. Yeah, I'm getting off Percy, but I'll be back tomorrow super early, or I'll be back tomorrow super late. It depends on what I got going on with my kids and what I got to do throughout the day. Because after I finish doing what I got to do out the day, I think I'm getting the kids for the weekend. So I might try to jump on like soon as I'm available, so I could just do that real quick, and I can spend the rest of my time with my kids. But shout out to you though for just getting on. Thank you for all your support, for your comments and everything you're doing. Of course, he's MAGA. But anyway, I'm ending this video here. Go subscribe to my other channels. Peace to everybody. And have a good night, good evening, good afternoon, good everything. Whatever you got going on, have a good thing. Yeah, definitely catch that playback. And catch the playback of the other video before this one, too. I would suggest, skipping past the Trump part, though, because it's matter of fact, I did Trump on this stream. Yeah, skip past that. And on that note, family, you already know. Peace.